hour.
Those of you on ESPN.
Mike Martz and the Rams in Super Bowl 36, getting ready to win 2 out of 3. Or could the underdog AFC champions of Bill Belichick, the Patriots, rattle the Rams' cage? They brought a little defense, they brought a little offense, and they brought a huge surprise to the Big Easy. And when it was said and done, the young man, the older man, and the Patriots had pulled off a Super Bowl shocker.
This Super Bowl edition of NFL Primetime is presented by Miller Lite. Primetime is Miller time. Now, here's your host, Chris Berman.
You did. We didn't shock ourselves, we shocked the world. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
You came up big.
Nobody gave us a chance in hell.
But you're the man.
Nobody gave us a chance in hell, Coach.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're
we
right.
shocked the world.
We believe it.
We believe it. We ain't surprised.
We ain't believed it.
We ain't surprised. We ain't surprised.
Well, 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 we came to a coronation and something got stopped on the way to the crown room. Hi, everybody, I'm Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, Steve Young. We've seen some Super Bowls in our day, and I would say that this was A, shocking to some, but B, just overpowering in other ways, Tom, and we felt it sitting up there in the beginning.
Wow, what a game, and I think a forecast of things to come. The New England Patriots were not introduced at the beginning of this game. They walked out, not individually. Right. They came out as a team. They say they've done it all year long. No one man bigger than the team, and I think it really boded them well during the course of this football game.
I have tingle. I just feel like it's the, it reiterates to me, football is the ultimate team game, and 50 men in their collective will overcome any bit of talent. It is really Rudy relived, and I think it's art imitates life. Life is imitating art today. I really feel like football, the game of football, and why we play it and what it's about. I don't want to overstate it, but I just feel like it really said a lot about why football is such a great game. The collective will of those 50 men, I was inspired by it.
Well, and we had two teams in this, the Rams and the Patriots, who had won 8 in a row coming into this Super Bowl 36. Although they've come a little bit differently is what we're trying to say. The Rams, the greatest show, 500 points again scored. The New England Patriots, boy, they ranked not too high on offense. Boy, they ranked not too high on defense. Now, here's a win. Yeah, here's a win. But it's the Rams with all the headlines, and this was going to be 2 in 3 years. That's why they play the games. Here we go, Super Bowl 36. Kurt Warner with the Super Bowl record, 400-plus yards passing before. Could he outdo the Boston Tea Party? Warner to Isaac Bruce, and shades of that Belichick game plan for the New York Giants 11 years ago against the Buffalo Bills. Looked like Andre Reed getting nailed. That was Ty Law with the hit. Warner pressured and sacked by Bobby Hamilton. 3-0 Rams after 1. Marshall, curiously silent by game plan by Mike Martz, then gets the ball a couple times. Cut back, 15-yard gain, but the next play, Warner fought the Law, and the Law won. Ty Law down the sidelines, could go all the way. 7-3 New England.
Yeah, we wondered if the Patriots would be able to get pressure on Kurt Warner, and Mike Rabel there with a great hit, came up high. Kurt Warner delivers the bad football. Ty Law with the INT. That's a great concept. That's team defense.
So Warner coming back, goes to Ricky Prohl, shampoo. Nailed again by New England. The ball bounces free, and Terrell Buckley picks up the ball. And the Patriots, the Boston Tea Party, is in business again, Steve.
I think that the Patriot defense came into the game and said, every time somebody's got the football, we're going to come and punch him in the mouth. No matter if it was a big play, a small play, at the end of every play, there was a punch.
Ooh, could that turnover problem be shifting back into the Rams' arsenal? They've been so careful in the NFC games. Tom Brady to Troy Brown
his band of renown.
In the slot, 16-yard play. Tom Brady. And he's going to look for the big fellow who's so good in the snow, Tremaine Wiggins from East Boston. And then on the same drive, first and goal following the turnover. Brady to David Patton. Oh, what a great catch. They looked at it again, Steve, but it's 14-3.
Yeah, luckily the instant replay didn't get in the way of this game too much, but I tell you what, it was a nice pump fake and a little out and up. Patton makes a great catch. It was one of the few real pure offensive plays that worked for the Patriots all day.
And so Bill Belichick's defense had the Rams scratching their collective heads. Roman Candle Pfeiffer with the pressure. It's Warner as he throws, Tom.
Yeah, they wanted to punish the quarterback. They wanted to punish the wide receivers. There you see him again getting another hard hit on Kurt Warner.
So the master who bailed him out last week and the youngsters sit and watch while Warner to hold and Otis, my man Smith, another throwdown by that Patriots defensive backfield. Next play, Warner overthrows, and there's Otis, my man, and he's off to the races. And New England D Party continues to roll because this turnover set up Adam Vinatieri. Field goal, good. New England by 14. Wait a minute, the Rams were favored by 14. So now it's the fourth quarter. Could the greatest show be the greatest show? Warner, hey, why don't you pass it to Marshall Faulk? 23 yards, fourth and goal from the 3. Warner trying to buy time. He's picked up by Lucky to Bucky Jones from
New Britain, Connecticut.
And look at him. It's going to be 98 yards. The game is over. 24-3 New England. But, ooh, a curious flag, Tom.
Yeah, away from the play, you're going to see Willie McGinnis on Marshall Faulk. You see the whole call right there by the official. We'll take another look at it right here. Obviously, a disappointed Bill Belichick. Marshall Faulk trying to get out. I guess it was a good call by the official.
He thought he had the ball. He thought he had the ball.
Well, at the time, the Patriots thought it was so new life for the Rams. They stumped Faulk on first, but there's Warner taking it himself. It's 17-10. 5 minutes to go. Mike Martz's squad ball again. But Willie McGinnis trying to make amends for the penalty. Traps Warner. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Rams punt. Warner's thumb bothers him this year, flexing on the sidelines. Rams D gets in the ball back again. Warner, it's Hakeem. It's a gain of 19 yards. Over a minute to go. The floater to Prohl. And with 1:30 to go, we should say we're tied at 17. So the Rams, who made so many big plays, like the Super Bowl 2 years ago, have done it. So Brady in the shotgun, and all of a sudden, J.R. Redmond becomes the key offensive figure, involved with 3 great plays. Adam Vinatieri, the hero in the snow, hoping for a chance. And here's the big one. Brady to Troy Brown. Now they have a chance. Out at the 38. Brady to Jermaine Wiggins from East Boston. He's down to the 30. Vinatieri with a 48-yard attempt. We stood under the uprights, didn't we?
Just a little right of center, Boomer.
Perfect. He's already had the play of the year. A new snow angel in the end zone. Robert Kraft. The Patriots Brain Trust. Bucky Dent. Gone. Bill Buckner. Gone. Ben Dry. Gone. They're all exercised. The Patriots in the second biggest upset by points in Super Bowl history. Only Joe Namath and the Jets, 18-point dogs, topped this 14-point dog. And Vinatieri's field goal, the play of the year, ×2 against Oakland, and now here. And the New England Patriots have won it 20-17. Sal Palantonio with the hero.
Congratulations, Adam. Congratulations. Unbelievable shot. Thank you. What's it feel like? I can't even describe it right now. I'm just so excited, so happy for this team. Everybody played so well today. We went out there and showed the world that we're the best team out there. What can you say about shocking these people, such underdogs in this game? Hey, you know what? This team believed that we had it. We didn't think we were underdogs. We knew we had a chance to win this thing. We just proved the world that we're the best. Congratulations. Awesome job. Thank you very much. Thank you. Back to you, Boomer.
All right, Sal. Adam Vinatieri, and now, couple things. Tom Brady now surpasses just a couple of ordinary Joes as the youngest quarterback ever to win a Super Bowl. He's done that. One word on Adam Vinatieri. He's related to Evel Knievel. He's related to the bandmaster for George Custer. So what could happen? You know we would be calm. Now we have Tom Brady with our Andrea Kramer.
Well, I felt we got to do something. We got to do something. And the important part is on the first play of a 2-minute drill, it's nice to get some yards, whether it's 5 yards or 50 yards. You want to get something. And we checked it down to JR, made a great, bold ahead for 7 yards. And we're into the 2-minute drill, and we're moving. And obviously the big play of the drive hitting Troy, and he's just unbelievable. I can't say enough about him.
How did you make this work with Drew Bledsoe all season, and how is it almost epitomized by what he told you going out for that final drive?
Yeah, I mean, he makes it easy for me. It's not about me making it easier for him. He came in and I believe me, there's no person out on that field that wants to play and do well, as much as him, because he's the ultimate team player. He's gives himself up to the team, as opposed to being one of those guys that says, well, I want this for me. He wants it for the team. And he came in last week, and he's the reason why we're playing in this game, because the way he played against Pittsburgh. And I tell you, he goes out, and I go out there, and right before that drive, and he said, Tommy, just go out and sling it, as we always say. And that's what he's been doing, and we went out and did it.
There is your MVP. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Sal. What bad ankle? It's just the Super Bowl. Why would we want to turn the ball over? Right. So we knew the chess match. Mike Martz, the offense, Bill Belichick, this defense, which just diffuses bombs. Did we really think that the Rams' turnover problem was gone, or was it just dormant? And boy, they came out lacing the Rams receivers all over the field.
Yeah, and putting a lot of pressure on Kurt Warner as well. And I think we both spent some time with the Patriots this week, and every time you talked with them, they talked about the confidence they had in their coach, Bill Belichick, coming up with a game plan. They knew he would give them something that was workable, and I thought, Steve, the most important thing they did, they talked about getting physical. They didn't let the receivers get down on the ground. Right. They popped them. The ball started coming out, and I thought the pressure hurt Kurt Warner as well. He's the most accurate quarterback in football. He wasn't today.
Bill Belichick has been doing this for 15 years, and the way he does it, we talked about it earlier today, he does it by abusing the receivers and backs out of the backfield. Marshall Faulk never left the backfield on a route without getting chipped by Willie McGinnis or punted by somebody else, and Ty Law matched up with Isaac Bruce all day long, and I'm telling you, they never wore down. I kept saying to myself, hey, boy, you can't keep this pace up. They never wore down. Ty Law made play after play after play, and the whole defense put pressure on Kurt Warner, not as, a defensive line kind of, just as a group, because they were punishing everybody else on the field, and by reflex got to Kurt Warner that way.
And part of its game plan, how is it that Mike Martz only gives Marshall Faulk 17 carries in this football game?
Well, he played the Patriots' defensive game plan, we can now say it, was to hammer Marshall Faulk wherever he went, if possible. Not only with the ball, but he was helped by a game plan which didn't involve him with the ball as much, so it played right into their hands. By the way, a shadow that Bill Belichick may have been under another guy named Bill.
Take the monkey off. Take the monkey
that
off.
shadow has also gone the way of Bucky Dead and Bill Buckner and Ben Dreith. We'll see it. When we return, more reaction from the Shocker. We'll hear from Bill Belichick, some of the Rams, when we return to New Orleans.
This Super Bowl edition of NFL Primetime is presented by Miller Lite. Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Inside the numbers, the Patriots are outgained by 160 yards. That's the most a winning team has ever been outgained by doubling the Niners in the Bengals game in Miami that some ordinary Joe won at the end. Sal Paolantonio with the man who says, I don't care how many yards we give up. I think the scoreboard says 20-17. The superly clad Bill Belichick.
Bill, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
On defense, what were you able to do to them to shut them down so effectively, especially in the first half?
Players just really played good team defense. We mixed it up, but you got to give all the credit to the players and to Romeo and the defensive coaches. They had the players well prepared, and they executed a good game plan. And, you know, we tried to press the receivers. They hit some balls, but, you know, ultimately we were able to keep them out of the end zone.
In the last-minute drive at the end of the game, Tom Brady hit Troy Brown on that crossing route. Talk about that play for us a little bit and tell us how crucial it was.
Well, that was a big play. I thought the one before to JR was a big play, too. JR really fought hard to get out of bounds, and that was big. But, you know, Troy's been making big plays for us all year, and, you know, he made a good run after the catch and had the presence to get out of bounds. And, you know, then we hit Wiggins to get it down there for, a legitimate field goal rather than, you know, one of those 58-yarders. But, yeah, Tom did a terrific job managing the team. And, you know, he's done that in the 2-minute drives, whether it be San Diego or Oakland. You know, he's done it New Orleans. He's done it a bunch of times this year.
And then Adam Vinatieri didn't have any snow to deal with, just a Super Bowl winning kick.
That's all. He's been Mr. Clutch for us all year. Adam's made some great kicks. We've won 3 games in overtime on field goals and one at the end here. So, you know, he's probably responsible for about a quarter of our victories this year on clutch kicks.
Do you feel like you shocked the world?
Well, you know, not really. No question, the Rams are a great football team. But, you know, our players and our coaches had a lot of confidence in each other. And, you know, we feel like we can play with anybody. You know, we work hard. We try to play hard. And, you know, we feel like we can stand in there with anybody. You know, we went to Pittsburgh and beat the #1 seed in Pittsburgh, and then we came here and beat the #1 seed in the NFC. So we'll probably be underdogs next week, but we're going to keep on trucking.
I think you got the week off.
Okay. We'll take it, Sal. We'll need a couple of them.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Got a smile at the end from Bill, didn't we?
Just barely. Yeah. He's got mini camp to get ready for.
Well, what a job. And Tommy, and here's this young core. We don't even know if Wednesday if he's starting. They don't turn it over at all. And here are the Rams, who had seemingly eliminated the turnover problems, and it came back to bite him in the you-know-what.
Yeah, this is the 3rd year in a row that the Super Bowl champion has not turned the ball over at all in the Super Bowl. So I think that was key for the New England Patriots. But then you have the Rams, and we thought all year the most amazing statistic for the Rams was that they led the league in turnovers with 44. And I think that, you know, it's not only the turnovers, Steve, but it's the way they do it.
Yeah, it's like nonchalant. It's like, oh, yeah, that's 7 for the other guys. We'll get them next time. It's like it doesn't even matter to them. It's like another turnover, no big deal. And even when Kurt throws it, you feel like, oh, yeah, I'll get him later. And now we're going to see Kurt Warner under pressure, too. And we talked about Kurt under pressure quite a bit. I think it really, in the long run, it was the 2 things that the Patriot offense did. The last drive, Tom Brady patiently, not trying to get too much, no timeouts. You still got plenty of time. Here's Kurt Warner under pressure all day. He was able to escape a lot of it. The last one he didn't escape, put him in a 3rd and 25 in a hole. But all day long, here's the throw under pressure of the blitz, seemingly, you know, overthrowing that one. I think that in the end, the Patriots do it backwards. They beat everyone else up on the field, and then they finally get to the quarterback. And I think it's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
They're only the 2nd team ever to begin the season 0-2. 93 Dallas began 0-2. Emmitt Smith held out. That had something to do with it. They won the Super Bowl.
They're a pretty good team.
They beat Buffalo. And the New England Patriots began 0-2. They were 1-3, and you saw what happened. They shocked the Rams as 14-point dogs. We'll be back with more here in New Orleans. As we said at the outset, that's why they play the games. The Rams going to mull it over. We'll hear from them in a moment. Center coming up with the guys, Dan and Stu and Sterling and Sean. That's in 7 minutes, but we have more Primetime in a moment.
Welcome back to this Super Bowl edition of NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite.
Turnover differential. Well, in the 11 postseason games this year, where you don't turn it over, you win. And it's kind of easy to figure out. There's a lot of numbers up there, but
that's a new concept.
You win the turnover differential, and you win Mort with Kurt Warner.
Kurt, really no secret that the Rams had to turn over the football to lose this game, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, you know, it's disappointing. It's kind of been our downfall all year. That we've always said the only team that can beat the Rams is the Rams, and you know, not to take anything away from the Patriots because they played a tremendous game, and whenever we made mistakes, they were there to capitalize on them, and that's what you have to do. But we made some mistakes today, and those mistakes cost us 17 points and probably the victory.
In the first one, the interception that Ty Law takes back, can you go through that with me?
It was a situation where they had 5 guys down on the line of scrimmage and brought all 5 of them, and you know, I was personally thinking it was going to be picked up, and the line obviously was sliding to somebody else. You know, I'm not really sure exactly what happened, but so it kind of caught me off guard, and I tried to just anticipate where Isaac was coming out of it because I didn't have any longer hold on to the ball, and he came out of it a little quicker than I thought, and the ball ended up behind him, and Ty made a great play and turned it into 6.
You banged your thumb a couple of times. How did it affect you?
I don't think it affected me at all. It hurt, but it didn't affect my throws. My throws were going where I wanted them to go. It had nothing to do with my performance at all.
You've experienced the joy of winning the Super Bowl, the joy of being eliminated from the playoffs, and now the disappointment of losing a Super Bowl. What's tougher, being eliminated from the playoffs, actually losing this big game?
Just losing this game. I mean, you work all year to get to this point. This is what you want. This is what you. This is what the other games are for, is to get to the Super Bowl. And so to lose this game, to get another opportunity, because I know these things don't come along very often, to get another opportunity and to not finish it off, it really hurts because you just never know when you're going to be back. I'm going to be back, but I don't know when it's going to be, but I'm going to be back, and I'm hoping it's next year, but this is the hardest one to handle.
All right, let's go back to the studio.
All right, Mort, thank you very much. So, for whatever reason, 2 years in a row, the Rams season ends in New Orleans. They would lose last year in the playoffs. You heard Mort refer to it in the opening round to the Saints. And this year they lose in Super Bowl 36 in the Superdome here in New Orleans. A bittersweet pill for one of New Orleans' favorite sons, Marshall Faulk. Curious in his not overabundantly used game plan by Mike Martz. After the game, he spoke about it.
It's disappointing, period, you know, to lose the game regardless of how you lose it. I think that, you know, we had our defense out there a lot, and they were out there on that last drive, and they gave it all they had. The Patriots just made more plays than we did, and that's what the results are.
The Andruzzi brothers, what an emotional hug for them. We will be back with Game Ball.
Hey, check it out. You gonna make a collect call? Just dial down this.
Fast, and they get stronger. They get pumped. So, be ready. I'm just telling you.
This Super Bowl edition of NFL Primetime is presented by Miller Lite. Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Go where my game ball goes to Ty Law, the guy who got this whole thing started. The team high 8 tackles, but the big INT for the first touchdown of the game.
I got the MVP, Tom Brady. You know, patience, savviness. How can a young man do all of this so quickly? Never has he cost his team this whole season. Phenomenal.
Adam Vinatieri from South Dakota State kicked the field goal in the snow of 45 yards, kicked the field goal of 48 yards. I know, you know, field goal could have been plays of the year. And the Patriots have now provided us with a thought for the year. A thought for the year that, as you guys both say, that planning and playing together and the sum total greater than the individual parts.
Yeah, there's a little kid in all of us, and they brought it out today.
It really reminds me when I was little. It reminds me when I was little. Why we love football.
For Steve Young and Tom Jackson, I'm Chris Berman. Wow.
Man, you got a long way to go. I want you to enjoy the journey.
We play our game.
Fight back. We win every single Sunday.
NFL Films Presents is brought to you by Edge Pro Gel. Save your skin.
What can you say about not having the right protection? Well, mister, you can say ouch and, oh, that hurts. And, golly jeepers, quit that. Better to get Edge Pro Gel Protection. Edge gives you a close, comfortable shave, so you can trade in that old scraped-up feeling for a new feeling of, yeah, baby. Look great, feel great. Edge Pro Gel. Save your skin.
It's different down here. NFL 2002. EA Sports. It's in the game. Rated E for everyone.
Gone, but it's not forgotten. Here's a look back
at the greatest games of 2001.
Make it nasty! Make it physical! Take it down!
Whenever the Oakland Raiders face the Miami Dolphins, tighten up the chin strap. Both teams landed heavy punches. But only one would be left standing.
Battling toe-to-toe, man. Keep getting stronger. Two heavyweights battling toe-to-toe. Keep getting stronger. Let's go.
In week 2, yards in the trenches were precious and few, so the Raiders unleashed Charlie Garner out on the edges as a receiver. The result, 6 catches, 75 yards, and a 6-0 lead.
Give me a deep route, Garner! Deeper Garner!
Charlie Garner has been the main man on the offense of the Raiders.
Charlie Garner has been unstoppable today.
Good try.